Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. So I said this week we were going to do some more coloring, but I decided that I wanted to do something real quick and fun. So I have this background stamp from Hero Arts, which I got from the boutique, and it is called Rings Bold. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these 4 different colors of cardstock and we're going to ink them up with Versamark, and we're going to wind up embossing with black embossing powder on each of these, and then I'll show you the fun part of this experiment here. Now this is all stemming from the video that I posted on Sunday. If you check out my channel, you'll see it there, where I did black embossing on craft cardstock, and I just kept it plain and simple. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to wind up doing the black embossing, which on the one card I used VersaFine black onyx ink and then just used clear embossing powder over it. Well, in this instance I'm using the Versamark ink, and then we're going to use black embossing powder. Okay, so that's the only 2 difference, and I only did it this way because some people like to use the black embossing powder and some people don't. If you don't like using black embossing powder, get the VersaFine ink, stamp in that, and then cover it in clear embossing powder, and you'll get the same results basically. Alright, so we got our last piece here. Just once again inking it up, and all I'm doing, as you could see, the last 4, I'm using this little scratch piece of paper so I can press down and make sure I get an even stamped image. Now I'm using some fine detailed black embossing powder. And you also saw with each of the cards I did prep them with the static powder, so that way the embossing powder will only stick to where we have the Versamark ink and not all over the card. Alright, so that was the navy, almost like a dark blue color. We're doing the gray. And then we're going to do our final sheet. There was just a couple of pieces I had to fix. One time I had my embossing powder open and I decided to kind of blow off some of the dust on my project and blew embossing powder all over the place. So what I'm trying to do is keep everything pretty much over the container, and if I have to blow any off, I'm trying to go off to the side because you just don't want to get it all over the place. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to get my heating tool out and we're going to start heating this up. And it's just, I'm trying to do it, my tip I guess would be to make sure you hold it at an angle. It's easier to see the embossing powder when it heats up because it gets shiny, and if you're looking directly on it and you can't tell and you're afraid you're going to wind up like overheating it, just tilt it on a slight angle and you'll see the shine on that angle, so that way you don't wind up messing it up. So, and you could use tweezers. I always forget to grab my tweezers, so I just do the hold a hand, heat up all the sections furthest away, and then once that is completely heated, I turn, place my hand at the section that is already completed, and then finish the card, because I never grab my tweezers because that would be too easy, right? And if your paper is warping, don't forget to heat it from the back. And then we're going to do it on the black, and the black is kind of harder to see especially because it's basically tone on tone. But I was trying to hold it, make sure you could see how it got shiny right in the picture there, and it really doesn't take that long. When your heating tool is hot, it goes really quick. Okay, so here's the trick. Here's the thing. This container is holding just your household bleach, and I'm going to use an aqua brush that I don't put any water in. I leave it empty. I just dip in the bleach, and then everywhere where there's a circle, I am going to bleach that out. And of course I've sped this up because it took a little bit of time especially doing all four, but I didn't want to basically do it all off camera and just pop on and be like, look, it's done. I did at least these two, the first two, while on camera, and then the last two I'm just going to come back and show you what they look like. But I wanted you to see, even while I'm doing this, you can see at the top right where we first started, it's getting lighter and lighter, right? Well, the more it dries, the more it gets lighter. When you first put it on, the bleach spot, it just looks like a little wet spot on your paper, right? But as the time goes by, as the bleach is drying, it's drawing out that color. And sometimes I wait for it to dry so that way I can see if I have any spots that I might have missed. If I did, then I just, go grab some more bleach out of the jar and fill in that space. And you can choose to leave some of the circles empty, like with no bleach. It's up to you, okay? So now we're going to do the same thing with the navy or the blue colored cardstock. And this one is more of an open pattern, but just imagine if like you had leaves or a Christmas tree or whatever it is for the holidays, and you stamp it on color cardstock and then you bleach it out. It would create a really pretty and subtle technique, and it has a high impact, especially depending on the color cardstock that you use. Because the brown right there, with the way it got so, it just pops. That sort of like creamy color it created is popping off of the craft. And then we're still going on the navy here. We're doing some more, making sure we get all the spots with the circles. And what I show you, I think, towards the end, is that I like that on some of these, because I put down extra bleach in certain sections, some spots tend to be brighter. So you can actually create like shadows, have a little bit of bleaching, and then in some spots have a little bit more. So that way it creates dimension. And then this is the part where I come back, that's the craft. And I'm showing you the different colors. These are the ones that we did on screen. And you can see a little of the bleach comes through, but you can, by attaching it to a card base, you won't even see that. And then the black. And I like how on the black it's very subtle, but I just love the way it looks. Oh my god, and it's so much fun. Okay, so I'm going to just hop off. I'm going to create 4 different cards, and I'll show you those in a second. And just think, all you need is some household bleach and a brush, and you can go to town. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And if you have any comments, or if you want to see me try some other designs or other patterns with this bleach technique, just leave comments down in below, and I will definitely get to that. You guys have a great day.